All right, maybe you have a blanket nearby or something to help you with your hips or knees or anything that your body likes to have help with, so we can just sit for a few minutes and just center and check in if we haven't done that yet today. Bring your awareness to your sit bones, and then let your spine just grow from there, just like those beautiful daffodils out that are blooming right out my door here. And your neck is soft. Move that head around. Let it just reach for the sun, reach for the light. So we're feeling here as we sit, we're feeling strength in our tallness, in our upper abdomen, keeping us tall. But we're also feeling softness. So both that masculine and feminine energy. And just bring our awareness to our breath for a minute. Soft face, soft shoulders. And we'll start connecting our breath with a little bit of movement, just inhaling, bringing those arms up. Exhale, bringing them down. 2 more times, just linking with breath. You might be faster or slower than me. And the last one, we'll bring our hands down to our heart center. And let's just kind of put our hands on our heart. Set an intention for your practice, for the day, for this little segment of the day. What emotion do you want to cultivate while we practice this next 30 to 40 minutes? Peace, clarity, well-being, joy, abundance, calm. Think of any other words that come to mind that really make you feel grounded and safe. And I'm feeling inspired to come up to my knees and just kind of start there. And I think I want to go into child pose here. I'm going to stretch out my arms first, but kind of pick what you want to do in that child's pose area. Which pose you want to do? Maybe smashed potatoes here with your hands, or stacked potatoes, hands back by your feet maybe. And just really feel that breath moving into your ribs, into your belly, maybe pushing against your thighs. Bring that breath into your shoulder areas if you're stretching, or let it help relax your shoulders like they're just draping over you, relaxing between those shoulder blades. Breathe so deep that you can just feel that sacrum expanding there, creating spaces for healing. And then moving our hands out in front of us, stretching like a cat, reaching out a little bit further. Head can just stay between your arms. Once we've reached out as far as we can, spread those fingertips wide and come up onto all fours and just kind of stretch out over those arms, maybe letting your hips dip down a little bit. Squeeze that buttocks just to kind of protect the back. Look up and stretch. And then we'll move back to our child's pose again, that cat stretch, exhaling it all out. And we're just going to go back and forth with these two movements here. Inhaling, we come up, and you can, if you like, you can even kind of retain that inhale and go down a little bit. Keep that heart center open before we head back to our starting spot. And again, you're going at your own pace. You might be going faster or slower than me. Breathing into our nose, and then you choose if you want to breathe out through your nose or mouth. Sometimes I like to breathe out through my mouth just because I hold tension in my jaw and face. So let's start bringing awareness to our sit bones now. Notice what they do at the two ends here. Imagine that they're magnets moving together here on the inhale. And then as we exhale, they are spreading apart. And you can even kind of accentuate that and squeeze the sit bones together here. And then intentionally get them to go a little wider and release, get that pelvis really moving intentionally. And last one, let's rest in child's pose for a few breaths. You may decide to switch what your knees are doing, maybe putting them wider or closer together. One more breath. Feel those ribs expand even further. Make them expand even further. Deep inhale. Let's turn our hands the other way now and just kind of, however our knees want to be, that we can, I'm like kind of spreading mine wide just to kind of sit back a little, maybe rock, stretch out those wrists that have been on the computer a lot this week. I'm going circles in both directions. And then the lion's pose, and you might not have your hands flat, but let's try just kind of sitting up a little bit more tall and leaning forward, keeping your chest open, and then just looking up, breathing in. As we breathe out, let's stick out our tongue. Really stretch out that jaw. You can even round, it can be whatever you want. Round it when it needs to be rounded. Inhale. This next time I'm gonna just kind of shake my tongue and head. Just kind of release tension in my neck. All right. We're gonna do one more. And this time we can scare the pets or neighbors or something. And if you want to do your lion and kind of like, or do that just to get that voice activated, listening to our voice, using our voice. Breathe in, stick out your tongue and make a noise. Whatever it is. And then shake it out. Tap the feet behind us. Let's curl the toes under and just kind of sit back here and feel that stretch. We'll see how long we can stay in it. At some point, it's going to start maybe burning, and it might have already started. And when it does, just put them back down. This helps so we don't get that plantar fasciitis in our feet. Woo! I feel it. Woo. And tap again. Sitting back on our knees if this feels okay. You can put that blanket underneath you. We'll sit for a few breaths, like a bird on its little perch. Let's kind of explore what our neck positions are during the day. Often it's way out here. So let's just kind of practice tucking our chin in and back out. Get that neck. Maybe do some neck circles. My body's calling me to come out of that position, but you can stay in it longer. Keep doing the neck. See what your neck needs. Keep that breath moving in and out of your body. I'm going to put my hands behind me, kind of do a open heart stretch. Get those shoulders way back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Chin tucked and open, maybe. Maybe reach out in front. Ooh, that feels good. Let's do some hip circles if you're called to do that. If you feel like a little tightness in an area, you can just kind of rock into it. You can send that breath in and out of it as if your hips are doing the breathing. Just with whatever foot you have in front, let's take a few breaths. Just fold it over to whatever feels good. Elbows down or arms way out. Head hanging. Where can you find one little muscle that can release just a little bit further? Coming up slowly, we'll switch and put the other foot in front. Do a few more circles. Both ways. Ooh, my knee is talking to me. It's not used to being with this leg in front. And then we'll fold over. Big sigh. Part of me wants to fold more, but my knee is saying, no, let's not do that. And after about 3 breaths, come on up and stretch out those legs, shake out our legs. Sit up tall in this staff pose. We'll just very simply point and flex our feet. Well, I think whatever you want to do. I'm going to inhale as I bring them up and exhale, point. And then I'm just going to kind of spread. I'm going to do more of a flex, kind of activate my legs so they're pressing into the ground, sit bone into the ground. So I've got my strength, masculine energy here, and my softness, feminine energy is going to be up here. We're just going to row a boat. So soft fists, we're going to go back as far as we can, engage the core. Then inhale, hands open up as we reach out. Loose fists as we go back, like we're rowing a boat. Inhale up. few more times at your own rhythm, pace. Exhale back to the hips and inhale up. Each time maybe reaching out a little micro distance further. This time when we get to our ankles, we're gonna lift up and go the opposite direction. Inhale up. Exhale down. Long exhales, we reach down towards our ankles. Just kind of opening up the spaces in the back of our legs. Getting our back moving. And then just the next time you're at your ankles, take a few breaths here. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, just kind of hinge slightly or whatever distance your body lets you. Lengthen and go deeper on the exhale. Nice. All right. Let's crisscross and let's do a few squat things here. I have this, I remembered this morning, something I learned in my yoga training, and it's really good for digestion. And it's a nice twist to do. So kind of get up on your tippy toes here. I'm going to kind of diagonal so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And what I'm going to do first, this is kind of like twister, and don't worry if you don't get it right away. You're going to drop down your left knee and touch it in the middle. And then you're going to push your right knee towards it. So you're pushing in that intestine there, and you're going to look to the right, kind of over your shoulder. The other hand can kind of just keep you stable. Take a few breaths here, just each exhale. Just kind of move around in that position. You can even open and close your leg there, your right leg there. Giving those intestines some love before we open up. And drop down the right knee. Kind of go in and out with that left. Look over that left shoulder maybe. I know it feels really weird, but I don't like it. It feels good. It's a good twist. All right. And come up, hands between your legs. We're going to do a little frog stretch. So we're going to inhale. We're just on our balls of our feet. Our heels are up. Open our heart. And as we drop our heels, it's going to look like this. We're going to fold. So and our legs are going to go straight. So your hands probably might come up or they might stay down depending on how flexible you are. And then we come back to our beginning frog. So inhale, open our chest. This would be a great one for kids, but it's one of my favorites. Exhale, let your head hang. Let's do this a few more times. You can be going a lot quicker than me. I like to do a nice long exhale and kind of retain it. And if you don't want to do as many, you can pop out of your squat. Your body's going to tell you when it's had enough squats. Enough of the squat. My body wants a little bit more, so I'm going to put my heels down and just kind of push my elbows. Prayer position here, push my elbows against my knees, open them up. What you could do, if this is too much, you could grab like a blanket or something nearby you or blocks and kind of sit up on that while you do it. Ooh, okay, I'm getting close to the end here. I'm going to do prayer pose, just kind of reach and stretch out. This feels so good on my lower back, head between the arms. And then inhale, press those elbows against our knees again, open up. Exhale, reach out, lengthen that spine. Inhale, hands to the heart. Maybe do one more. I'm gonna be done. Get a drink. Check the time. We have about 20 minutes left. Let's just sit for a minute here and integrate what we've done. Decide what we might want to do next. All right. I think we'll do like a downward dog and a pigeon little sequence, and maybe like a hip opener. I always do lots of hip openers because I tend to get out of whack there from sitting or crossing my legs while I sit. Come up onto all fours again. And then let's go back into our just a reaching out child's pose, just to see where we might want to put our hands for our downward dog. And then using that will help us kind of curl our toes and go into a plank. Adjust as needed so your shoulders are over your wrists. Reach those heels back. One more breath here. On the next exhale, we're gonna go into that downward dog, reaching our heels back, reaching those shoulders or those armpits towards the floor. Shake your head yes and no. Maybe walk the dog for our first one. And coming back to plank. Maybe even going down into upward dog here. Inhaling and then exhale back to downward dog. Just one breath out and coming back to either plank or upward dog. And going right back into downward dog. And we'll do that one more time. Pushing through your whole hands. A little strengthening here. And then we're gonna bring our right knee through to our hands for pigeon. Oh, we get to do a little rest now. Maybe put a blanket up in front of you, but just kind of fold into that pigeon. You can let the back leg be bent or straight. This front knee can be, or the front foot can even, depending on what you want to stretch, it can be up as much as like 90 degrees here even. You want to get that IT band. So either move around or just take a few breaths down here. And slowly coming up to more of a king pigeon where we're just doing the opposite, arching back. You could even reach back and kind of do that. Stretch on your quads. We're gonna take that back leg and pull it all the way around. Stay where you're at, but I'm gonna kind of show you by moving towards you. So you're gonna either pick a position, just your foot can be on left side, on right side, or you can wiggle and kind of make big cow lips here. This is called, I think, cow face pose. Oh, yes, hurts so good. Let those sit bones sink in. You could add a twist both ways. Just see where your body's being led in this position. You could fold forward. Whew. tight. Prepare to unwind out of it. Taking that. Let's go. Let's just stretch it out to the side. Ooh, yeah, that feels good. Let's stretch out over the leg. Maybe a little twist. Coming kind of back into the pigeon position. We're going to step back into downward dog. Take a few breaths here, maybe about 3 to 5 breaths before we pull the left knee up for pigeon. All right, when you're ready, let's do the left side of that sequence. I'm going to turn around so I can. Oh, I have my blanket That seems about the same as what we did on the other side. Let's go into that counter stretch where we're arching, that king pigeon, maybe getting that quad stretch. And then we'll bring that right leg over for cow face pose. Choose whether you want to put it here and kind of just let the sit bones drop here, cross it over. Bring the breath in and out of that right hip as if your hip is doing the breathing. And each exhale kind of dissolves tightness and tension. And then add your twists or folds to this pose if you'd like to move a little. And unwinding to the side, leg, that right leg straight, the other one bent. Oh, so tight right here. Stretching over. And reaching the other way. And what was the other? I guess that was it. Let's do one more downward dog. One more child's pose. And stay in child's pose as long as you want, and when you're ready, we'll just roll over into Shavasana. We'll take 5 minutes here. I'm going to kind of open and close my legs like a butterfly, just again for my hips. Maybe before you retreat to a full Shavasana, just pick something that you like to do on your back. Well, it could be a shoulder stand, it could be a bridge lifting your hips up, it could be a twist, it could be happy baby. If you're not already, let's just splay our feet apart and do a full Shavasana. Maybe put a blanket over you or under your head. Hands splayed, a little bit away from your body, palms up. Bring our awareness to our breath. And let's just kind of create a visualization of our breath moving up and down our body. So as we breathe in, imagine the breath coming from the soles of our feet all the way up through our spine and out the crown of our head. And then nice long exhale, feeling that ocean wave of the breath moving down your body and out the soles of your feet. Back and forth with that visualization, a wave of breath washing over you. Inhaling up your body and exhaling down your body. Let's add a layer to this. And as we visualize the breath moving up our body, let's also say nourish to ourselves. And as we exhale, following the breath down our body, let's say cleanse. And then let's try a different mantra, a Thich Nhat Hanh mantra. We'll inhale, say to ourselves, present moment, as our breath moves up. As we exhale, we'll say wonderful moment as we exhale. Present moment, wonderful moment. And then let's change our hand position and just place them over our heart, kind of setting them on our chest somewhere, those fingertips. And we're going to switch bringing the breath up our body on the inhale, just like we were doing before. And then on the exhale, let's bring it down through each arm and into our heart. And just kind of send that prana energy into that part of our body. And feel the warmth grow as we bring the energy there. And to increase the effects, the next inhale, I want to, instead of just bringing it up like a wave, I want you to bring it up like a vortex. So kind of a spinning wave up, all the way up to the crown of your head. And then imagine like a fight, so like a fire hose, your arms, and you're kind of just really doing a big, almost a little more force in that exhale to release that breath. Bring up like a vacuum, like a vortex again, and then sending it into our heart space. And you can switch the hand position if you want to down in your belly area. And whatever breath you want, you can keep doing that one. You can release your breath, just one more minute here before we come up to a sit. Move your hands, maybe do a third position, maybe over your eyes. Maybe reach those arms around and give yourself a hug, a smile. Thank yourself for this extra special self-care. Bend up the knees, feet flat. Do a little arm stretch. Make your way to your side. And then make your way up to a sit. Go as slow as you'd like. I'm gonna just set a timer for 5 minutes. You could even just still keep laying down for 5 more minutes. During my 5 minutes, I'm just gonna focus on sounds as my anchor. I'm gonna listen to the birds outside, or I kind of hear the humming of, I like to listen to the humming of the refrigerator, or whatever other movements you hear going on in the house. Coming out of our sit together, our time together. How did that go for everybody? Anybody want to share something from their experience that maybe came up in your sit?